Hey, Shalom. All praise unto Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Double honest, the apostle of GreatMillStone. Honestly, brothers will be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. I'm going to do this quick video, going to show you how Esau has destroyed the whole earth. And pretty much, brothers have done videos like this before, dealing with the oceans and how all of the oceans are interconnected. All right. And what we know about science and geography, pretty much you find out that the vast majority of the earth is water. Okay, it's water. Okay, so you got more ocean than there is land. And this article here is dealing with one particular section of the sea. This is the Gulf of Alaska. Okay, and they're saying here the cod population appears to have taken a nosedive. Now, we live in a society that's so-called based off science. Okay, everybody's mathematical. Okay, you're just saying you're Israelites. People are saying, you know, you're gonna produce the what do you call it, the DNA records and all of this stuff. But the fact of the matter is, we're living in biblical times, and what you're seeing in the earth is the fulfillment of biblical prophecy. And that you was gonna have a nation of people, okay, starting first with Alexander the so-called Great, okay, and everything that stems out of that group of people, that was the Edomites that the Bible speaks about. And when this group of people, okay, the beginning of wickedness, okay, going back onto the so-called Greeks, which later became the Romans, and I'm not talking about the original inhabitants of the land of Rome, which was the Japhetic nations, okay. That's how you know these people that deal with the so-called scriptures, these Christians, they don't know what they're talking about because they say the so-called white man is Japheth. Well, actually, when you check out the history, what happened was when you had the Etruscans, okay, the Etruscans pretty much was the original inhabitants of the empire that you know as the Roman Empire. Okay, then you had that's actually might be historically inaccurate because you got the Roman Empire and then the Republic of Rome. So I forget which one came first. But pretty much the original inhabitants of the first kingdom that was in Rome was Etruscans, and you had Edomites go up in there, and they basically usurped the throne and they took it for their own. And then now you got it to where Rome, okay, is as the history says now, you know, the Caesars and so on and so forth. They're the people that have perpetuated wickedness throughout the whole entirety of the earth, okay? And these are the same people that have come and ruled the world again, okay, after the so-called Renaissance period, which was the rebirth of the Roman Empire, okay? Because when you check out the history again, and the scriptures, because the scriptures talk about it too. It talks about a period of 1,000 years when the Romans wasn't going to be in rulership. Then it was going to be in rulership again, and that's what, the 1600s onwards. And ever since the 1600s, you've had wickedness, okay, evil and death amount in crazy fashions such as never been seen before in the entirety of the earth. Now you had it to where the Babylonians, they were wicked and they had a certain amount of judgment, Medo-Persians, the Assyrians, etc., etc. But nobody's ever had it to where whole oceans die, man. Okay, nobody's ever had it to where whole farmlands, fields, okay, whole flocks of birds, okay, just drop out of the sky. Just because this is the man of sin, this is the man of wickedness, and these are things were supposed to be science for you, because here it is, they're supposed to be scientific and mathematical and all this, that, and the third, and they're putting radioactive waste material out there into the sea, okay. They're doing all kind of wickedness, man, okay, and they have brought everybody to basically to death. All right, so I'm gonna read a little bit of this article here, and I'm really gonna go into the scriptures with this one, dealing with the Prince of Tyrus or Tarsus. I forget how to pronounce it, in the book of Ezekiel. I'm going to show you that this is talking about Esau, and how pretty much Esau, okay, through his merchant, you know, basically trying to make money, has destroyed the whole entirety of the whole earth, man. Because he's a carnal man. Everything's about profit. Nothing's about longevity. See, when you go back onto the birthright was dealing with what? The birthright was dealing with longevity. Okay, when you was Isaac or Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, okay, did they really see the land of the Lord? Misquote. But did they really get to live out how the Most High said they was gonna live out? Well, through the reincarnation they did. But for the most part, they was doing it for their seed, man, for their children, because they understood longevity. Okay. And as for this man don't understand longevity. So when you had it to where Jacob and Esau was born of Isaac, what happened? Esau became a whole nation of carnal individuals that are all concerned about profit, man. And that attention to profit, that desire for profit has driven the whole world to death, okay? It's destroyed the entirety of the whole world, and this is just an example of that. So let me read a few excerpts from this article, and really I'll go into the scriptures on this one. So it says, the Gulf of Alaska cod population appears to have taken a nosedive. Scientists are shocked at the collapse of starving fish, okay, making this the worst they've ever seen, okay? So these are the so-called mathematical people, but everybody can't figure out the solution. The solution is you, okay? The solution to all of these things is the fact that you got the man of sin and rulership, okay, ruling in a wicked society, okay? And really the money side of things is the most wickedest way of doing it, and it's the one thing that drives everybody to do their wickedness. Remember what the scripture says. The scripture says the love of money is the beginning of all evil. And this man's all about profit, man. That's why you got so much evil upon the entirety of the whole face of the planet, okay? If you got a company that deals with waste materials, they're looking for the cheapest way to dispose of those waste materials, not the way of longevity, okay? They're trying to make as much money as possible. Same thing that goes with these so-called nuclear companies. They're trying to cut so many corners, okay, that it's ridiculous, okay? And that's why you got the problems that you got out here. Because why? Because man is carnal, man, okay? He's not spiritual. Spirituality was about what? Longevity, man, foreverness. This man ain't about that, man, okay? And that's why he's going to be taking out a ruling seat, and there's going to be a new ruling seat that's going to be established in the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? So it says, 2017 TrollNet survey found the lowest numbers of cod on record, forcing scientists to try and unravel what happened. What the hell happened? Esau got into power. That's what happened. That's the problem, okay? And so long as Esau, in fact, the scripture goes as far as saying if the Lord didn't come back soon, there wasn't going to be no flesh to save. And by God, there's basically no flesh left to save. Since this man has ruled since the 1600s, you've seen complete extinction of species. Now we know through the scriptures that really there's no destruction of a creation that the Most High has put forth. But this man's basically had it to where certain whole species have gone extinct. When you look at the price of cod was like 20, 30 years ago, cod was like a cheap fish, okay? Ask your grandparents. They'll tell you cod was like a cheap fish. Now the price is going through the roof. Why? Because of scarcity. Okay, scarcity of any commodity makes the price go up, and this fish, this cheap fish, okay, has become scarce because why? Because you got poisons and pollutions out there because of this man wants to make money, man. Okay, so let's go into the prophecy now, the book of Ezekiel, the 28th chapter, and this is starting for us at the first verse. All right, so Ezekiel 28:1, it says, the word of the Lord came unto me again, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, okay, say unto the prince of Tyrus, okay, thus saith the Lord, right, because in that heart is lifted up, thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the midst of the sea, yet thou art a man, and not the Most High, okay, though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. So this really reflects what it said within the book of Obadiah. I'm probably going to do an exhaustive version of this breakdown of the scripture, because really it goes in, but I might do that at the camp. I might do that on a sit down. I'll see how it goes, but I'm really going to go through this quite quick, and maybe, you know, Lord's will, I'll do an exhaustive variant of this. But this particular precept, it goes hand in hand, and I do really mean this. It goes hand in hand with what it says with the book of Obadiah. Okay, the book of Obadiah, the first chapter. Oh, there's only one chapter. What am I talking about? In the book of Obadiah, it pretty much tells you that how Esau has lifted his heart up, and he has it to where he thinks he's like the Most High. And when you're looking at all the genetic genetically modified food out here, which is part of the poison, part of the problem of this, the destruction of flesh. Okay, you pretty much find out that this man, his whole MO is like, look, man, we can, through science, we can achieve everything. But ultimately, these are the things that the Most High invented. Okay, and there's no need to change an apple to be something else. There's no need to change cod or salmon to be anything else. There's no need to create any other energy source other than firewood. Firewood is perfect. Okay, now look, when we get into our own kingdom, we'll find other purer ways of navigating energy and energy needs. Okay, but pretty much firewood is perfect. It grows out of the ground, it burns. Okay, it returns back into the air. All right, and the whole cycle begins all over again. This man said, "No, that's not good enough. I'm gonna split the the nuclear atom. Okay, I'm gonna do that, the nuclear fission and fusion, to create energy. But it doesn't matter that waste, which if you was dealing with firewood, the waste of firewood is what? Damn near just stuff you can put into your garden. You literally can put a waste from firewood into your garden. It's gonna make your garden grow crazy. Can't do that with a radioactive waste. That killed the whole damn ocean, which was what we was just reading about. This man thinks he's the Most High, man. And the Most High is showing this man not to be the Most High, but an idiot. Okay? He says, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. So you got all of these records about how these kingdoms were destroyed for their wickedness. But you want to dismiss that. Okay? You got all the records and all the sciences and all the maths, and yet the earth is still messed up. Right? Thy wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten riches. Okay, so because they went out there and studied people's behaviors. Okay, what they would go for, what they don't go for, all of them kind of things. Okay, to the end up what they can make more money, but that wisdom has perverted. I think it says the same thing within the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, and or Isaiah the 47th chapter. I forget which one. Okay. With that wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten the riches, and thou hast gotten gold and treasures and silvers. So all of that, studying of people's spending behavior. Okay, they've gotten all types of money. You look at Esau right now, the Rothschilds and this, that, and the third. They are like 1%, less than 1% of the world's population, and they own like 99%, 99.9% of the world resource. Okay, through what? Through understanding people's spending habits, how they maneuver, studying human psychology, all these different things, right? All for profit. And in that motive for profit, they've destroyed the entirety of the whole planet, man, through their greed, okay, in trying to obtain the kingdom of heaven, right? Which they've got the kingdom of heaven right now, which is the rulership of the earth, okay, the control of the earth's resources. That's the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay, when you read about the prophecies dealing with Jacob and Israel and the 12 tribes of Israel, and how they was gonna get the blessing, you pretty much find out that blessing is the control of the earth's resources. Okay, saying what pops off up on the face of the planet. That's the kingdom of heaven. That's what Esau's got right now. But look what he's done with it. Okay, all that money they've made, all the money that these Rothschilds has made, has done what? Completely destroyed the earth. Okay, for their gain, their monetary gain, they've done what? They started World War I and World War II, and in addition to that, they want to start World War III. Okay, this is a madman. Okay, all right, and that's all to do what? That's all to do to control money, but they control money now. So what's the next thing? Control you. All right. So let me read a few more out of this. And it says, by thy great wisdom, by thy traffic, right, which is merchandise. Okay, making money, all of that. That's traffic. Thou hast increased in thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thou hast said in thine heart, set thy heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, I will bring the strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations. That's them Russians, okay, which are Edomites too. But the scripture says that what? A house divided up against itself shall not stand. Okay, so it says, terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against thy beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. Okay, so through that desire to make money, man, okay, to control everything, they've destroyed the whole earth, man. Okay, when people see they're going on holiday and they've seen all of these beautiful things and this, that, and the third, man, that's nothing in comparison to what the earth looked like before you had Esau, okay, just monetizing everything, man. And before that, I mean, you gotta go out here, you gotta see, you're looking at electric pylons, Okay, you're looking at, you know, just filth. Okay, and that's beyond. That's before you even look at what it actually does to the birds. You know, the fish, like we were just reading about. All in the effort to what? To control resource. Okay, but the Most High is going to put us up to that and establish a new rulership, all right, in righteousness. So with that, I'm going to say, all praise unto Yahweh Shem Yashai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Honest to your brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Okay, Lord's will do a more exhaustive version of this at some point, because it goes deep. But for the purposes of this video, okay, I'll call it quits on that. So, shalom.